going out into community. So I help to organize our community outreach spaces, our engagement spaces. So going to resource fairs, going out to community events during the summer, meeting people where they are, because it's really important that we are in community and not just talking about community or to community or at community.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And lastly, what I do want to talk about here, why does this work matter right now? What are you seeing in the community or policy landscape that makes this moment so urgent?
We see community just in flux right now. There's a lot of chaos, uncertainty in the world. So I think right now it's important that we leverage the work that we do to help community through mental health struggles, through substance use struggles, making sure that we're layering all of these protective factors around our community so that even when they come into community advocates for the basic needs that we do offer, that we're there as a support. So we even are at this point right now where sometimes we're going to be in the lobby at community advocates when people are coming in, because no one comes into community advocates on their best day. And we know that. So we're there sometimes just to be a buffer, to give people mental health tools, to be able to just offer a feelings wheel, to talk about your emotions, because sometimes we just focus on the happy, the mad, but we know there's a whole spectrum of emotions within that. So being able to help people just process. So that's why it's really critical right now that we just make sure that we're focused on prevention and not just being reactionary, but also just to be healing centered, because right now we're in a time where healing is needed.
Deshaun, thank you so much for joining us here today to share this important information with the community.
Thank you for having us, and we're honored to be here. Please let us know how we can continue to be of support.
And this has been your Community Spotlight with Community Advocates right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I'm going to just jump right in. So I had a meeting last night, and I think I've said it before. I'm a Prince Hall Mason, Blazing Star Lodge number 4. Yeah, I know everybody else is a hater, but that's okay. It'll be okay. And so the way it works, we have a business meeting one week, and then couple weeks later, we have what's called Lodge of Instruction or a meeting, and we talk about things that we do, and we talk about, what's going on in the city and what we can do, and basically how to make yourself better, how to be a better person. Make sense? Okay. So we were having this conversation, and one of the guys, and I'm not going to bore you with the positions and titles and all that other stuff, but one of the guys who is one of the leaders gave a sheet out that had like 21 questions you should ask, and they wanted to have everybody answer every question. Now, you know me, right? My ADHD kicked in. I'm like, hey, if we do that, we'll be here all night. I said, why don't we just have each person just take a question and see what happens? It'll be random like that, right? But we were talking about those things we need to do as men, as black men in Milwaukee, making sure people understand and know what it is, why we're here, what we do, the history, the over 100 years of being in Wisconsin, all that. And one of the guys who's a past master, and he's on the Grand Lodge level, junior grand warden or warden, all that. I know I'm just teasing because I know he's probably listening. And so what I was doing is we were going through the questions, and he made a comment, and this is Kalen Haywood. You know him. He runs construction in Milwaukee, does a great job, and, go-getter, community, MMAC, all that. So he said something that was so profound that it struck me and it moved me to talk about it in my open. He said, God created everything that you have, everything you need. You just need to figure out how to use it. You need to figure out the pieces. And then I started thinking about all the things that have been invented. Nothing was built or created. And I thought that was something that young people, which is basically everybody younger than me, or basically under the age of 40, need to understand that there's some things and perspectives that will change your life. Now think about that. Everything you need already exists. God created the world. Sound was already here. Frequency was already here. Light was already here. Like nobody created those. God created those. When the heavens and the earth, and whether you believe it or don't believe it, I respect that. Okay. But nobody created those. God created those. And when the earth became, it was here. Somebody studied them, understood them, put the pieces together, and we got this thing called laser. The person that did that didn't invent the light, didn't invent vibration. The assembly was done. In other words, they assembled what was already available. Now, listen up. The future works the same way. You got to stop saying there are no opportunities. Opportunity isn't missing, vision is. The knowledge is already here. The internet is here, scholarships are here, business, capital, mentors. You don't need a new world. You need to get what I got last night, awareness. Need an example? Elijah McCoy. Lubrication systems already existed in basic form. He refined and assembled improvements, changed the entire industry. You want to get basic? George Washington Carver. The peanut already exists. Soil already exists. He studied them and created hundreds of uses. They didn't create matter. They created connections. Success for you will not come from inventing a universe. It will come from understanding what God has already built. How do you do that? Well, you got to develop the skill of seeing patterns. Most people see chaos. If you went to a construction site that Vanguard with Kalen Haywood was building, you would see just rubble and materials and crap. It's chaotic. The builder there sees the pieces. Look at your cell phone. Metal, plastic, and a battery that generates electricity. They put a thing in it called intelligence, and it's the phone. A business is just people and systems and value arranged with a discipline. We use policies. A legacy is just daily habit that you just stack over time. Mark Dean didn't invent electricity, but he helped assemble computing architecture. Katherine Johnson didn't invent math, but she applied it precisely. Your job is not to complain about the pieces. Your job is to ask, what can I combine? What can I improve? What can I solve with what's already here? If God created raw materials, your responsibility is to be a steward over them. That means you need to strengthen your mind before you touch the pieces. And so here's the truth. Your discipline is weak. You misuse the pieces. Same internet can educate you. It can also distract you. The same money can build wealth, and as we can see with Jeffrey Epstein, it'll destroy you. Same influence that can uplift you can also corrupt you. Character is the framework that holds pieces together. Booker T. Washington taught skill, and he taught discipline because he understood talent without structure collapses. And so if you really want to create Black history for your grandchildren, you got to build internal order first. That means you got to do simple stuff like wake up early, be committed, honor your commitments, control your emotions, protect your name. History is made by people who manage themselves. But you got to think generationally. I mean, can you imagine if God created the world and said, we're going to do this for about 10 years and then we're going to wrap it up? None of us would be here. He created systems. Think about the fact that a tree produces seeds that fall to the ground, goes into the soil, rain comes from the sky, which then generates a forest. He created systems that multiply. If you only think about yourself, you'll only build for today. If you think about your grandchildren, you build different. You learn investing early, avoid reckless debt. We've been talking about that. Start businesses before you feel ready. Choose friends who sharpen you and build and protect your body and your mind. But you ask, why am I and what am I assembling right now? And will it stand for 40 years? Legacy is just well-assembled pieces over time. Now, here's how you understand this. The one thing that you miss is that you're the piece too. You're not random. Your gifts, your interests, your environment, they're all materials. Maybe you're good at technology, talking on the radio and communicating with people, understanding people, see business angles that other people miss. God rarely hands you a finished blueprint, but he gives you all the pieces. He gives you all the components. Your responsibility is to study, align, and then build something meaningful. Everything that Jesse Jackson did, everything that Martin Luther King did, everything that Thurgood Marshall did, everything that anybody Black did was not created by people who had more raw materials. It was created by people who recognized what was already available, the law, and refused to waste it. Everything you need already exists. You can complain about it if you want to, but capital exists, ideas, education, technology, faith, and you. The only question is, will you be intentional when you assemble your life? Or are you going to let it blow in the wind? Think about this. One disciplined teenager can build an entire scholarship fund. I think they call it UNCF. One focused entrepreneur can build generational wealth. His name is Robert F. Smith. One principal leader can shift a community. That's what Mayor Cavalier Johnson is trying to do. One young person who understands stewardship can create history for their children and their grandchildren to actually live inside of. It's really kind of simple. God made the pieces. Your job is to put them together. But then you ask how? Well, connect the dots.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
Truth Nation, something big is coming. The Summerfest lineup you've been waiting for is dropping soon, and 1017 The Truth is getting you ready early. From February 16th through February 19th, we're giving you a chance to win T-Mobile 9-day power passes so you can experience it all. Listen throughout the day for your shot to win and get plugged in before the official lineup announcement. Don't miss out, the countdown is on. Only on 1017 The Truth.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
In celebration of Black History Month, it's coming to Milwaukee for one amazing performance. The Sounds of Gospel Music. February 22nd at 3 p.m. at Brady Symphony Center. The anthology depicting the rich history of the evolution of gospel music. The Sounds of Gospel. Featuring some of the greatest gospel singers in the country. Tickets on sale now at mso.org/concert/The Sound of Gospel. Presented by Second Chance Outreach.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Give us some more. Let's 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 give us some more.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Somebody told me the other day, I heard you sing on the radio. They was like, ooh, ooh. I keep saying one day I'm going to just sing a song, but I don't know. We'll see. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, what's up, Quanda? What's going on? See, SC is rolled up in here. What's up, Sincere? Dimitri? I'm doing good. Sylvia said, hey, Dr. Ken, how you doing, sweetie? Who's Sylvia? Does Sylvia know me? I don't know. Not really a city girl. You driving? You driving? You driving? 833-212-1017 is the number. I guess I'll take that as a yes. Based on what she just sent, I'll take that as a yes. I'll take that as a yes. She said, I'm still in the office. I would ask you where you work, but yeah, tell me where you work, but send it to the talk and text line because the only person that can see that is me. 833-212-1017. Hey, what's up, John? Who up? Is it Zeta Shay? How's it going? How goes it? So what'd you think about my open? God created everything, so we keep saying we don't have the opportunity. I mean, think about everything we do. The fact that we're talking on the radio and the radio is going out over the air or going into a system that sends it to the internet, and you can be on YouTube and you can be on, by the way, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Just subscribe and hit the notification bell and tell your friends. We over 6,000. We trying to get to 10,000. I want 10,000 people on the internet, on YouTube. So, hey, what's up, Melody? It just, we have everything that we need. Everything. All you got to do is put it together. Somebody say, hey, what happens if I put this with this? I got some glass and I got this thin wire filament. And what if I put some gas in here? Will it ignite? And next thing you know, we got a light bulb. It was already invented. Nobody that I know of has ever invented something that wasn't already made. Henry Ford had to take parts that were already in the world and put it together to make a car. We already had rubber. He didn't invent rubber. We already had metal. He didn't invent metal. Think about that. But yet we cry and complain that there's nothing we can do. I can't. So then let me ask you this question. 833-212-1017. You can ask in the YouTube chat or you can ask on the talk and text line. Is there anything you can't do? Based on what I said today, is there anything you can't do? And I'm not talking about something physical. You know, I can't play basketball. I'm only, 2'4". I get that. There's some things that I said some things you can't do. I didn't say things that were impossible. Like, that's just impossible. You can't. I'm not a football player. I like to play football. I like to play tackle football. But if you get arthritis or something get broke, that's it. Is there anything you can't do? Here's why. I have trouble with the word can't. When I hear people say certain things, I cringe. When I hear younger people say certain things, I cringe. That's one of them. I can't. Why not? The man is stopping me. White people are stopping me. Black people are stopping me. Family. I heard a guy in Starbucks the other day. Yeah, I know I love to go to Starbucks. White guy, and he was talking, and he said, and he wasn't from around here, but he works around here, has a business, does a lot of work. And he said, my daughter wants to be a cop. And his daughter's like maybe 14. And he said, yeah, I'm talking her out of it. And I sat and listened, and they were talking back and forth. And then I finally couldn't help myself. I said, excuse me, yeah. You said your daughter wanted to be a police officer? He goes, yeah. I said, why wouldn't you want her to be a police officer? He said, because it's dangerous. And I said, it's not dangerous to drive down the street or fly in a plane or fight a fire or... We're talking about a person that's trained to defend themselves if something bad happens. And he goes, well, they can get shot. I said, more cops die in car crashes. I'm like, really? Yeah. Because more than shooting, cops drive at least 8 hours a day on their shift. That's why if you have if it's still there, if you have a car accident on duty, it doesn't count on your driving record. Why? Because your job is to drive. Like literally, you're serving the public by driving. That word I can't. I just don't understand where it comes from. I have so many things rattling through my head I can't even get the words out. That word drives me mad. If you can't, then you need to put together the pieces, which might mean other people, and get together and figure it out. There's nothing you can't do. It's just too hard. I just can't. So I ask, is there anything you can't do? Is anybody bold enough to call me and tell me at 833-212-1017, is there anything? Is there anybody in Milwaukee that will say, hey, I can't do this? And no, you can't be in Miami and say I can't come to Milwaukee because you're in Miami. That don't count. Can't do that, Kwanda. No. Or I can't text you because I'm at the office. No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that thing that you wish you could do. Like, I think at my age, I would love to go to law school. Oh, and I got to tell you about the conversation I had with Kalen. He said, that's great praise coming from an intellectual. And I looked at the phone like, you mean the intellectual that I'm talking to, or are you calling me an intellectual? Come on. There's some smart men and some smart people in this city that have done great things. And I think we need to skip past Black History Month and really start looking at some of the things we're doing. And stop saying I can't. We can't have a black president. We can't have a black mayor. We've had two. And so I jammed up somebody at City Hall. If you're appointed, we call you acting mayor. I said, can you show me that in the city charter? That when a person goes from common council president and becomes mayor, they're acting? Can you show me that? Because last time I checked, when you raise your right hand and get sworn in, yeah, you're mayor. Right, yeah, that's not acting. Well, you weren't elected. Well, then say they're not elected. L. Dawson said, Kent was not allowed growing up, and it was not allowed with my children either. My dad always said nothing beats a failure but a try. Ooh. 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 Failure isn't can't. And if this city of Milwaukee is supposed to move forward, we got to get out of that. Well, they won't let me pass it. They won't let me. Well, then figure out another way. I'll be talking about the governor later and some of the things he said and some of the things he wants to do. Makes no sense at all. Oh, you just saying that because you're conservative. No. I'm saying it because it's stupid. And it's something that's detrimental to black people. This is a guy that got a veto. Well, he didn't veto it. He edited the budget and gave education a tax increase for 400 years. And the Supreme Court said, yeah, it's legal. And it is. But think about that. He put a weight on your children. So think about this. How long is a generation? Like 20 years? 15 years? 18 years? Let's just say 20. 400 divided by 20. And that's how many generations that he has jacked instantly by just taxing them more every year. This is going to hammer them every single year. Not 40 years, 400. But let me not get into the mayor. 833-212-1017 is the number. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly presents and celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in to me on Friday. I'll be spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know with my Dr. Ken's Black History Trivia. That's this Friday and next Tuesday, so make sure you hang around. And Tori Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories amplifies the youth, the perspectives, and the lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month long as 1017 The Truth lifts up the legacy the brilliance and the power of Black history, because Black history isn't just history, and I'm not stopping at the end of February. I'm keep going into March on through December, because it's happening every day. 101.7 The Truth celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by my favorites, two of my bestest, Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. And now with 101.7 The Truth traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Westbound 94 at the ramp from St. Paul Avenue, the right lane is blocked right now with a broken down vehicle, so that's going to be tying things up. More delays continue all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound, we got backups before 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road, and again coming out of the Stadium interchange to 35th. Southbound on 43, backing up from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge, slowing down again at Beecher down to the KK River. And then on westbound 894, we've got delays out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to about 76th Street. Northbound Highway 100, by the way, right at I-43, the Rock Freeway. 2 left lanes are blocked on Highway 100 with a crash. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 35. Tomorrow, chance for afternoon snow showers or isolated thunder, a high of 48. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7. The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks are close to being back to action as All-Star break continues. Their next game is in New Orleans on Friday night. NBA is back in full tomorrow night. The Brewers squad workouts are underway this week with spring training ramping up this weekend. Principal owner Mark Ananasio spoke to the media in Arizona.
There's a lot of competition in our division. And anybody who thinks there's anything, they can go take a bat and hit against Paul Skeens, you know. And so we take nothing for granted, but, you know, we feel good this year.
Spring training kicks off on Saturday. You can listen to the action on 620 WTMJ Radio. In college hoops, the Badgers fall heavy to Ohio State 86-69, likely losing their just-earned ranked status. Marquette faces number 17 ranked St. John's tonight at the Pfizer. The UW-Milwaukee will face the Detroit Mercy on Friday evening. This Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm Greg Knight, and I am MC Smooth B. Together we are nice and smooth with pure blend harmony. And just in case you wonder what we're wrong, we'll say that we're sorry for keeping you waiting so long.
Now countries at war, little kids cry rape. Some lying, dying, crying, pulling on my cape. Massive meltdown, bring the red tape. Back up victims who caught the vapes. New LP, time to make tapes. Get the album, cause single CD and tapes. Styling, profiling, smiling, buck wildin'. As the dope keeps on piling. Somebody's knocking at my door.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Did you hear the beginning of that song? Hear the beginning of that song? So, remember I said y'all can't do nothing? You can't. Do they got to sample everything? I tell you. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, what's up, Willie? Sincere said, what I can't do is work on skyscrapers. I'm afraid of heights. Interesting. I love to fly, but I am terrified of heights myself. And I told a story years ago. I probably shouldn't tell it again, but I climbed up to clean out the gutters and sat on the edge of the roof and cleaned them out and then went to go and I froze. And I had to sit there about 20 minutes. And then everything calmed down. And then I just turned around and got down. Because it really is mindset. What mindset are you in? I think that's what stops black people. I can only talk about black people. I don't know that. I think that's what stops black people from being great, being successful. We stop ourselves. We come up with reasons why we can't. Well, I can't do it because I don't have any money. And I said, well, did you ask somebody to invest in you? Did you ask? Well, I don't want somebody else's money because okay, so now you're going to be selfish and do it yourself and then make bad decisions because you're not dealing with a budget. You're dealing with your money in the budget. That makes no sense. But that's what we do. I'm going to save up my money and start a business. You might want to get some investors. That way you'll have some space between you and the decisions you make, and they won't. Well, if I make that decision, then I can't pay my light bill. Well, right now, nobody can pay their light bill, but I'm just saying. And don't let me go down a rabbit hole of energy costs. Ridiculous. And so at some point, you have to step up and say, yep, I'm going to do this. But I still remember climbing on top of schools because kids were breaking into schools and they were on the roof. And we had to call the fire department. They brought a ladder, went right up the ladder, grabbed them, walked them down the ladder, and got down. And a roof on a school is significantly higher than a second floor roof. But yet, mindset. I'm at work. Got to get it done. Boop. Went up the ladder, came down the ladder. Then I turned around and looked up the ladder and went, oh, I'm afraid of heights. And our mindset changes and we never do it again. So now, my biggest fear is fall and break something. But if I have to climb up or over something, I'll just climb up and over something. Trust me, I've locked myself inside my yard too many times after. Now, I used to have about 3-foot-high fences. Now I got 6-foot-high fences. So I can't lock myself in the yard. I'll have to either wait for somebody to come home, or if I have my cell phone, call somebody. Hey, can you come home and let me? I'm in the back. Yes, I've done that before. Now, in that instance, I can honestly say I can't get out the yard. And I get it. I get it. It just makes sense. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I got a question about Black history, and I was trying to hold it till later, but it keeps popping up in my mind. And when I was growing up, and I hear it from students now, they complain. They just want to take their major and leave. Okay, good major. Okay, I'm out. And they don't want to take any liberal arts. They don't want to take English and math and science and reading and, Gothic novels. No, you don't. Well, do they have a class in Gothic novels? Anyway, all those things. I don't want to take it. I don't want to read Wuthering Heights. I don't want to read Moby Dick. I definitely don't want to read Why the Caged Bird Sings. I don't want to read. And so those same teachers, when they come up, and I really hate it because they always come up with these books. They only pick like a few Black authors. Did you read Angela Maya? Stop. Maya Angelou? Okay, stop. She's not the only Black female author. There are hundreds of outstanding Black female authors. She's just the one that you all dubbed She Represents Y'all, and then nobody else counts. And we got to stop doing that. But I say that to say, yeah, I read Moby Dick. I had to read Wuthering Heights. I don't know why. And then I became a voracious reader. And in March, because Kwanda has poked and prodded and pushed and kicked, along with SE, and probably not really a city girl, so I'm going to start Black Book Thursday back. Except this time, I'm going to try to have interviews. I want to interview some authors. I want to talk to some people. And so we're not well read. But that's what school will do. If you could just graduate from high school, read some of the classics, you piece all that together, you can use your brain to connect disparate dots and build anything. You could build a city if you want to. And the one thing that we fight against, what was it somebody said? Two strong sayings in the Black community. If you want Black people to show up, give away free food. You ever heard that? What's the other one? If you want to hide it from Black people, put it in the book. Those are two of the most terrible things that I've ever heard. And unfortunately, they've become stereotypes because they're true. Huh? I don't understand that. I can't, won't, can live without doing. Oh, so you don't like algebra? You can live without it. Well, I'm weird. I didn't like math. 1 + 1. Multiply 497 times 52. I got a calculator. Why am I wasting my brain on that nonsense? Give me some advanced quantitative analysis. Give me some. Yeah, I got to go. Okay, well, 87 times 3. 7x3. There is this. And the time it would have taken me to write it down and do it the old way and carry this and do all that, the old school math or the new school math where, we go base 10 or we go base this and it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. That times that is this and this times that is that and then you add it together and it's no, because I would get confused on the decimal places. So is it 3 or is it 4? So is it this or is it that? And I don't have to do that. I have a calculator on my phone. That's what I use it for. That's almost as bad as the person with a paper map. Like when I see people, I'm trying to find where I'm going, and they're looking at a map, I'm like, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. But that's the world we live in. And we've got to change that. We've got to make sure our kids get a good liberal arts education. Worst book I ever read? The Tale of Two Cities. Or pretty much, other than Scrooge, and Scrooge really wasn't great. Pretty much anything about Charles Dickens was kind of like, a snore. It's a snooze fest. But I do like, okay, I'm not going to say that because then you'd be like, you're an intellectual. I like Shakespeare. I love Shakespeare. But Shakespeare's best writing was his comedy, Much Ado About Nothing. It was great. You should check it out. And if you check out it might be on PBS somewhere. If you check out the movie, Denzel Washington is in it, so it's kind of cool. But he did a lot of Shakespeare. I wonder why they didn't ask me.
On Friday night, the Milwaukee Panthers head to Michigan to take on Horizon League Conference foe, the Detroit Mercy Titans.
And Dorcia slip it right at the top. Elam contested three, and it doesn't matter. He buried it anyway. 20 to shoot. Elam will. No on the three to the top. Ricochet. Dorcius. He'll take the three, and he'll bury it.
Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
In celebration of Black History Month, it's coming to Milwaukee for one amazing performance. The Sounds of Gospel Music. February 22nd at 3 p.m. at Brady Symphony Center. The anthology depicting the rich history of the evolution of gospel music. The Sounds of Gospel. Featuring some of the greatest gospel singers in the country. Tickets on sale now at mso.org/concert/The Sound of Gospel. Presented by Second Chance Outreach.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 47 minutes after the hour, 57 degrees. It is sunny. Low tonight is 39, and then it's going to start getting cold. So y'all may as well live it. Live it. You know, I'm a member at Educators Credit Union, where your money is powered by purpose. Educators Credit Union community advocates. They're driven to uplift the Milwaukee community with donations to local organizations such as Milwaukee Tool Library and sponsorship of events, both large and small, that take place in our backyard. Make the switch. I did years ago. Educators Credit Union at ECU.com. That's ECU.com, insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility is required. You can't just roll up and just say, hey, I'll be a member. Okay. And I think it only takes like, what, $5 to be a member? I tell people, when you're trying to get stuff done and get stuff taken care of, do a credit union. Credit unions are more flexible. They're more understanding. They can ease you into things. They can ease you into building your credit and help you and get your programs and all that stuff. And most of them don't fee you to death. You haven't used your account. Well, I haven't gotten paid. So, well, you haven't used your account, so we're taking your money. What? Yep, we're taking all of it. See ya. Poof. Oh, you dropped below a certain amount. Fee. You're breathing. Fee. 833-212-1017 is the number. I hope it stays. It's still on the chilly side. The wind is blowing. And I don't really like that. I don't really like the wind. I don't really like the wind. No, I'm gonna wait to talk about that because that one is yeah. That one is kind of yeah. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Because I got some stuff I want to talk about because we talk to young people and then I want to talk to you about your parents at the 5 o'clock hour. And how kids act and stuff we can do to stop bad behavior. Just saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. Curly Q say, I agree about much ado. Yep. Melody said, I did my first trial as a layperson. Fun. No jurors, just the judge. Counterclaim. I won $4,800. Judge took 6 weeks for the decision. Fun, but long hours in preparation. I don't know what did your first trial. I don't know what that means, Melody. Your first trial as a layperson. So you defended yourself? I don't know. Or did you go on one of them TV shows? Like Judge Mathis or something? Because, boy, they be hollering at people. Judge Judy. I heard Judge Judy really isn't that tall. She's like 5 foot something, 4 foot something. She got to have security because somebody would punch her in her head. But then again, you probably wouldn't. You just trip over her because she's that short. Am I talking about short people? Oops, my bad. And I know a lot of short people. A lot of y'all, well, I guess I can say that because I'm taller than most people. So, matter of fact, let me ask, what is the average height, can't spell, for men? 5'6"? Are you kidding? Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm 6 inches taller than average. So that means you counting people like LeBron James and Giannis and Michael Jordan and then me. Oh, and Zach, because he's taller than me. You're like what, 6'4", 6'5"? You ain't 6'3", because I'm 6'2". You taller than me, dude. You way taller than me. Oh, you got big shoes on or something? I don't know. But he's way taller than me. I look up to Zach. That's how tall he is. And he's the kind of tall that you're scared of him because he never gets mad. But when he gets mad, he bends chairs, that kind of stuff. Balls it up like a little piece of paper and throw it out the window. Them kind of people you be scared of. I'm scared of Zach. Plus, he's at least 30 years younger than me. At least. Yeah. Wow.
Damn.
I'm not going to tell your age, because then if you say your birthday on the air, people be able to, yeah. Oh, really? You and Sherwin had the same birthday? Oh, dude, I'm so sorry for you. The fact that you had to be born after Sherwin and have the same birthday. Ugh. The humanity. A friend of mine's wife has my birthday, which is kind of funny because sometimes when he's talking to me, it's like he's handling me. Like, I said, you say that to your wife, don't you? He goes, yeah. I said, 'cause y'all got the same personality. I was like, Because she's the kind of, are you going to do such and such? We're like, no. Don't even pause. No. Melody said, Judge Judy. Sir Chon says she's 5'1". Woo! Wow. That's short. Put your height in the chat. 833-212-1017 is an. I'm interested. I was trying to find the right word to, I'm curious. Crystal said, no way the average height for man is 5'6". So let me see. I Googled what is the average height for men. Men, 5'6". And actually it says 5.6. So I don't know if that's in. Okay, now I'm getting multiple things. So this says the average height for adult men. Okay, I get it. It's 0.6, not. Let me see, 6. It's 6 inches, so that'd be 7. They're saying approximately 5'9". That's from the Centers for Disease Control. The average age represents men 20 and older with slight variations across demographics and age groups. The average height is highest for men 30 to 49 and the lowest for those 80 and over because they shrink. Them old bones be shrinking. Percentage-wise, if you're in the 50th percentile, the average is 5'9.17 inches. Wow. It varies. Non-Hispanic white is 5'10". Non-Hispanic black is 5'9". Asian, Hispanic, 5'7". But what about women? What about women? Let's see. 5'3" to 5'4". Based on ethnicity, non-Hispanic black women, 5'4". Non-Hispanic white women, 5 feet, 3.9 inches. Women usually reach women reach their maximum height by age 14 to 19. So if you're not 6'5" and want to play basketball by the time you're 19, whew, you're in trouble. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Top 5 up next.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Fred Hampton was born on August 30th, 1948, and assassinated on December 4th, 1969. We've all heard the fiery speeches. We've all heard the stories of his charismatic leadership as the chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. But Minister Fred Hampton, or Black Moses as he was dubbed, was much more than that. Fred Hampton believed that the only way to create lasting change in this country was for the poor and underprivileged to join forces. With this in mind, in April of 1969, Fred Hampton announced the creation of the Rainbow Coalition, a coalition that would be used to fight police brutality amongst a list of other things. With all that's going on in our country today, we could use a Black Moses. 57 years later, and here we are again with the poor and underprivileged needing to unite once again. Let's see who steps up.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Did you know that for 80 years, Paralyzed Veterans of America has been a lifeline for our nation's veterans with spinal cord injuries and diseases like MS and ALS, and all people with disabilities? In just the last 12 months, PVA has funded research of the first non-addictive pain medication in over a decade, partnered with an award-winning sports anchor to fight for accessible medical care for women veterans, ensured all women with disabilities feel seen and empowered with help from a top cosmetic company. And that doesn't even even include what PVA have done over the last 80 years, like secured the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act, pioneered wheelchair basketball, helped design iconic landmarks, made the DC Metro a model transit system, and wrote and distributed resources in over 60 countries in 4 languages. None of this would be possible without your help. Every breakthrough, every battle won, and every life impacted is driven by you. Visit PVA.org to learn more.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I just saw a report that there's a that the Department of War, formerly the Department of Defense, they're making war plans, but it didn't say who. We gonna fight Greenland, or we gonna protect Taiwan, or Iran? Yeah. Interesting. Ain't nobody trying to go to war. It's 56 degrees, 3 minutes after the hour. The low tonight is now 40. 56 degrees and sunny, feels like 53. Winds are from the west-southwest at 13 miles an hour. 833-212-1017 is the number. Have you heard the phrase black don't crack? Well, maybe not under pressure.
Number 5.
From NBCnews.com, U.S. Olympic bobsledder Elena Myers-Taylor is in second place after 2 women's monobob heats. Didn't spell that right. At the Milan Cortina Games at the Olympics. Well, as life would have it, she said the last person who would be surprised by that is Taylor herself. She said, "My nickname for people who don't know me is E-Money." Taylor told NBC News from her room in Cortina, Italy, prior to competing. "I'm money under pressure." Well, I think you ought to stick a pin in that because Elena Myers-Taylor, the most decorated female bobsledder of all time, finally won gold in the women's monobob competition. So that's bobsledding, but you're by yourself. It's not like with 2 people on a sled. Ahead of the final heat, Taylor was 0.15 seconds away from gold, having finished in the 3rd heat right behind German competitor Laura Nolt. Yet, when the competition was over, Taylor brought home the gold, sliding into first place by 0.04 seconds. During her Olympic debut in 2010 Vancouver Games, she won bronze in the 2-woman bobsled. She followed that with 2 silver medals, one in Sochi, or is it Sochi, in 2014, and Pyongyang in 2018. In 2022, she got bronze again and silver in the monobob as the sport made its Olympic debut for the Beijing Games. Yep, bobsledding great. Hasn't gotten her hand on a gold medal until now. So you might ask, why am I reading this? Well, because I checked and found out that Elena Myers-Taylor is black. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I do. I think it's a wonderful thing. Everybody's breaking my idea, my belief that black people don't play cold sports. I'm just saying. And today was pretty warm. They said the high was 63, but I don't think we got anywhere near there. I think 57, maybe 58, 59 was about as close as we got. I mean, we've only had really 2 or 3 warm days, but look what happened.
Number 4.
From CBS 58, Milwaukee police are investigating a crash that injured 5 people yesterday. Officials say around 2:44 p.m. yesterday, a vehicle ran a red light at Sherman Boulevard in Hope, collided with a second vehicle traveling eastbound on Hope Avenue. The crash caused the second vehicle to roll, and the striking vehicle fled the scene. The 68-year-old driver and 4 passengers hit in the vehicle. 48-year-old, 20-year-old, 18-year-old, and 12-year-old were taken to the hospital with non-fatal injuries. Milwaukee police are still seeking the fleeing driver and vehicle involved. Anyone with any information is asked to contact Milwaukee Police at 935-7272, area code 414. If you want to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers. Here's the weird thing. They never tell the description of the car or the driver. So how are they supposed to know? Makes absolutely no sense. It's like it makes absolutely no sense how Governor Evers actually became mayor again.
Number 3.
Now, I really don't care. But what I say, mayor? Same thing. So, how did he become governor again? From WISN.com, in a new interview just hours after delivering his final State of the State address, Democratic Governor Tony Evers rejected the Republicans' tax relief proposal, including a plan to give rebate checks to Wisconsinites. Here's what he told 12 News political director Matt Smith. "That's just a joke. It's like buying votes. You need to get into the system. We need to get it into places where property taxes can be relieved. Sending checks out, first of all, after a month, people forgot about it. And the second, it costs money to do that. What? Hey, if you're going to send somebody money, it costs money to do that. You got how many $1 billion sitting there that you took from taxpayers? You're not doing anything with it, and you're not doing anything with it because you only want to spend it on education. Idiotic. In the wide-ranging interview set to air this Sunday on Upfront, Evers said he wouldn't sign the Republican proposal as is, demanding more money be set aside for education. $450 for a funding stream for schools that Republicans did not include. We need more money for schools. There's no question about it. And no, what they've laid out so far is not enough. Well, how much does it take when you got less kids in schools, closing down buildings? What? And we wonder why MPS was messed up. We wonder why school districts are messed up all over. The GOP proposals say rebate checks, $1,000 for joint filers, $500 for individuals, $500 million for the school levy tax credit meant to reduce property taxes, $200 million for special ed reimbursement, $30 million to fund a grant program for businesses and homes impacted by the floods, $1.4 million for educator tax deductions, and funding for the State Department of Health Services dedicated to ensure food share payments are accurate. Does anybody have any trouble with any of that? $1,000 for two people ain't gonna make me vote for you. That's one. $500 million for the school levy tax credit to reduce property taxes might help some people, but not that much. So what is the impact this is supposed to have on people? It just makes no sense. If we overpay to the federal government, they give us our money back. We overpay to the state, they refuse to give it back and say, we want to use this for education. Education, in many cases, is terrible. You have less kids in the system. You need to close schools, consolidate schools. And Dr. Caselius is doing a great job, as are some of our suburban superintendents, to make sure that public schools stay. I always say it, I'm a proponent of good education, public and private. And people that are just public, I think it doesn't make any sense to me, because what they're saying is that they love a system that's inefficient, overspends, and I wouldn't mind that if they actually educated children. And they don't. So how can you want to keep something that actually doesn't work? I don't know how that guy became governor. Ridiculous. Where's Governor Doyle when you need him? Good Lord. Oh, and by the way, came across the story today. This story is justice.
Number 2.
So this is from WISN.com. A former teacher aide in Kenosha County will spend a few years in prison. A judge delivered a sentence to Anna Marie Crocker yesterday after the 34-year-old pleaded guilty to multiple sex crimes with 4 boys. She said, I take full responsibility for what has taken place. Of course, as she cried white girl tears. I'm disturbed by the harm and distress, along with the trauma that you have endured. This is what the judge is telling her. I am deeply sorry that this caused confusion, pain, and anger. So, during the sentencing, investigators detailed her crimes. She forced a 12-year-old to have sex with her, lured a 14-year-old out of his home to sexually assault him. The prosecutor, Rosa Delgado, said she couldn't help herself. She was juggling all these boys at the same time. A court order prohibited the recording of the victims and their families, but one mother told the judge, this person destroyed my son's psyche and loving and caring spirit. As a result, the defendant's actions, that family moved out of state. Crocker, here's the kicker, is a mother of 4, pleaded for a lighter sentence. I'm asking for mercy and compassion. I know I destroyed 4 boys' lives and they'll never look at sex or women or anybody else the same, but I understand the seriousness, she said. The judge says she sought out children. She used children. She took advantage of children. And when she's out, the judge says she'll be required to register as a sex offender for the rest of her life. The judge sentenced her, you ready? To 51 and a half years of prison and 32 years of extended supervision. She will be under the county's care for the rest of her life. That totals, which is the place you should never do math on live radio or live TV, that totals 83.5 years. Now I'm going to go to my computer and my phone. So let's see. 83.5 plus, and she's 34 years old. And she'll be out from under supervision with the state of Wisconsin when she's 117 and a half. She will be on probation when she reaches her 80s. I got no problem with that. She'll be in her 80s. She will be in her 80s when she gets out, because 51 and a half and 34, yeah. That's called 85 and a half. She should not get 1 day for good behavior. Not a day. That is unconscionable. Do you realize her children will never see her again? Her children will have to visit her behind bars. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything. You sexually assaulted 4 boys? 4? And now you got Anna Marie Crocker of Silver Lake. This is crazy. She is, yeah. Anna Marie Crocker. You should remember, she should be a case study. Anna Marie Crocker should be a case study for what not to do when you hire people. At the same time, sleeping with 4 boys. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. That's crime in schools. And they said crime was down in Milwaukee, but I don't know.
Number 1.
From WISN.com, a Marquette student was taken to the hospital after an early morning attack on 14th and Kilbourne. Marquette University Police Department is investigating an armed robbery and sexual assault of a female student near campus. Just before 2 a.m. near 14th Street and Kilbourne Avenue, investigators report that a man in his 20s wearing a tan hoodie, blue medical face mask, and black pants approached the woman who was a student at the university, displayed a weapon, sexually assaulted her, and stole property before fleeing northbound on 14th. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment. Anyone with information is asked to contact Marquette University Police. And the university issued a statement to WISN 12 saying, in part, the safety and security of our campus is Marquette University's highest priority. Please join our campus community in praying for the students' healing. Marquette University Police Department is working around the clock on the investigation of the perpetrator of this crime, and we have extra officers on duty patrolling our neighborhood. I don't know. And this is with just what, 2 or 3 warm days? Can you imagine what the summer's going to look like? Can you imagine what the summer is going to look like? And I hope not. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, parents. I want to talk about parents. Well, more specifically, I want to talk about your parents.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation, something big is coming. The Summerfest lineup you've been waiting for is dropping soon, and 1017 The Truth is getting you ready early. From February 16th through February 19th, we're giving you a chance to win T-Mobile 9-day power passes so you can experience it all. Listen throughout the day for your shot to win and get plugged in before the official lineup announcement. Don't miss out, the countdown is on. Only on 1017 The Truth.
If a tow truck appears on the scene minutes after your auto accident, think twice before handing them your keys. You may be the target of a common towing scam, which results in being billed several $1,000s. Don't allow any unsolicited tow operators to take your car from the scene. Consult with police or your insurance provider to contact a reputable company. Agree on the rate. And know where they are taking your vehicle. If you suspect insurance fraud, call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Violation. Hey, Shema. Did you violate it?
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Make sure you listen to me this Friday and next Tuesday for Dr. Ken's Black History Trivia. It's not just questions, it's culture. Facts they don't teach you. And we're going to have some stories that matter. We'll test what you know and teach you something along the way. Lock in Friday, this Friday the 20th, and next Tuesday the 24th. Bring your brain with you. That's Dr. Ken's Black History Month Trivia during Black History Month on 1017 The Truth. Right here on Truth in the Afternoon. For contest rules, see goodkarmabrands.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm telling you, we were just like two things that popped up before we get to parents. This teacher in Kenosha County. So she's cute. She's very nice looking, young. When you're a boy, you like cute teachers. Like, oh, my teacher, you always have a crush on at least one or two of your teachers. Oh, my teacher is so cute. She's so beautiful. But you wouldn't expect your teacher to be a pedophile. She went beyond being a pedophile. Because as I always say, if you read the book, there's no law against being a pedophile. There's a law against child sexual assault. It's not against the law to like something, no matter how deviant it is. In many cases, it's against the law to do it. It's against the law to act on it. Keep it to yourself. Fantasize. But you was juggling 4 young boys. The oldest being what, 14? If she was married and I was her husband, I would definitely think something was wrong with me. Cause if your wife is seeing another man, some hunky dude, younger, older, same age, whatever, y'all might work that out. Might have had a lapse in judgment, whatever. You decide whether you're going to stay together, leave, whatever, all that. But that's an adult. You find out your wife was with a 14-year-old? That's all I got to say. That's yeah. There's not a hole deep enough to drop her in. Well, I guess she'll be in a hole for 51 and a half years, so that's a long time. She must have really made that judge mad. 51 and a half years? Dude. Let me see what the average is per kid. 51.5 divided by 4. She got 12.875 years per kid.
Damn.
To be served concurrently. I'm sorry, to be served consecutively, not concurrently. Concurrent means you can serve all 4 sentences at the same time. She got it. You do the first 12.87, then you do the next 12.87. Yeah. Somebody made the, yeah. I'm sorry that I did it and I blah, 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 blah. Ma'am, see, I think we need to cut holes in the ground and just drop people in. Just drop her in. One kid complains, then other kids complain. First-degree sexual assault of a child, sexual intercourse with a child under 13, possession of child sexual abuse material, child exploitation, sexual exploitation of a child, filming, exposing genitals, exposing a child to harmful material, child enticement, exposing a child to harm. Yeah, absolutely. Ooh. And watch this. When she goes to prison, you know what they have to do? She can't be in Gen Pop because she'll get popped. She can't be in general population. Even the most hardened criminals won't stand for that. Absolutely disgusting. Curly Q say they need to serve time under the jail. She say that's not long enough. She's getting out in her 80s. And then when she's out, she got like 30-something years of supervision. She will always, watch this. She'll never vote. She'll never have a driver's license. It's a lot of stuff she ain't going to be able to do. It's a lot of stuff she's not going to be able to do. And I hope she serves every single minute. Don't even give her credit for the time she was in jail. No credit. That was so bad, you don't even get credit. And if he does that, they would end up throwing out the case because you can't do that. It just makes no sense. Hey, what's up, Lucretia? It just makes no sense at all. Hey, what's up, Mal? Mal says sounds like a white person. Well, I'm going to tell you, those types of crimes comes in all shapes and sizes, male, female, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, legal citizen, illegal citizen, doesn't matter. It's sick. Miles said, we now that supervision goes, that is the same supervision they got for Slender. No. That was different. That's different. See, she got released from a mental health institution, so it was a different kind. Her supervision is like she's done. She ain't going to be alive by the time she's going to die in prison. 51 years and you in your 30s? Nah. With our luck, she'll spend every single year in great health and she'll get out. My grandchildren will be like, who is that lady? I can't stand it. I can't. It just makes no sense. I don't understand it. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I wanted to talk about and ask a question. What's the most important thing you learned from your parent? I mean, good or bad. What's the most important thing? Because we talk a lot about Black history and children and, our elders, but we don't talk a lot about parents. We don't talk about the great things that parents do day in and day out. Let me tell you what my daughter got me for Christmas. My daughter got me a book. And she got one of those books where you answer all the questions in the book. And then she gave it to me. And the title of the book was A Book About My Dad. Now, my daughter's an adult. Right? She's been around the block for a while. Right? But some of the things that she wrote, I don't remember doing. I just remember I was supposed to do it. And it was heartbreaking. It was what's the word I'm looking for? Filling. When you read stuff that you did and you thought you was just doing a little something and just do this, that, yeah, let me do that. And to them, it was everything. So I have to get permission if I could bring the book and start reading some stuff, because then I don't want to get in trouble, because, she do that every now and then. Because friends of hers listen, they call her and say, your dad said such and such and such and such today. And then she'll text me, hey, because, she won't call me unless she really wants something. My daughters never call me unless they have a question about something that they got to get right now. So when I see the phone ring and it's my daughter, it's not an emergency. It could be an emergency. They'll text me, hey, I got a flat and I'm on the road and I called AAA and I'm good. I'm like, so let me get this right. You're stranded on the road somewhere. It's raining and you text me? You don't call? But if they need something, I got a question about whether or not I should do this. They call me, hey, I got a question. And then it's usually what? My friend. I'm like, really? You call me for a friend, but you don't call me and talk to me? Just hurts my heart. What really hurts my heart is that I may not see you at the second annual Truth Community Awards this Friday, because you don't want to miss it. Get your tickets now. You can go to 1017truthawards.com. That's 1017truthawards.com. Got it? 1017 Truth Awards. Help us congratulate these amazing award recipients: Andre Douglas, Erica Crowley, Farina Brooks, Joseph Addison, Melody McCurtis, and Shawana Lindenberg. Say thank you to them for making a real difference in our community. Truth Community Awards are presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffel's Cousin Sub, and Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall. So go to 1017thetruthAwards.com. Celebrate with us this Friday, February 20th. Truth Awards are hosted by Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman from our morning show. And that'll be from 5:30 p.m. till 8 p.m. at Venue 3 right here at 3rd Street Market Hall. And if you're not there, I'm going to come find you. And now with the final traffic check of the day, here's Debbie Lazica.
Slowing down on southbound 43 from just south of Keefe all the way down through the Marquette down to the KK River crossing. On the northbound side, we got backups from Kilbourne all the way up to Locust. Westbound 94, a heavy ride from 27th Street past Mitchell Boulevard. You're back on the brakes just west of the Zoo interchange, and that'll take you all the way to the county line. On the eastbound side, also seeing delays from 92nd Street all the way to Hawley Road. And the bypass heading southbound, backups from the Zoo interchange down to Lincoln, back on the brakes from Beloit Road down and around the Hale onto 894 eastbound. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 35. Tomorrow, chance for afternoon snow showers or isolated thunder, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Laziga on 1017 The Truth.
Injured at work, unable to work due to health problems, or denied veteran benefits you're entitled to? Last year, Tayback Law returned over $73 million in wrongfully denied VA and Social Security benefits to people in our communities. Tayback Law celebrates Black History Month by bringing its message to 101.7 The Truth. The team is thrilled to see Milwaukee achieve this exciting new outlet for speaking truth to power. And Tayback Law is always ready to fight for you. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
Sometimes justice looks different to me. Do you want them in jail for murdering Corey Stingley? Yes, you do. Do you want them to go to trial for what they did and go through that process? Hey, you know. But at the end of the day, the men that took Corey Stingley's life, something happened to where they have to accept the fact that they did that and that they have to be labeled a murderer for a certain length of time and when it was nothing, I think that was a huge thing to happen when you had to climb mountains to get to this point. 13 years?
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Live on YouTube and right here on 101.7 The Truth.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7. The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks are close to being back to action as All-Star break continues. Their next game is in New Orleans on Friday night. NBA is back in full tomorrow night. The Brewers squad workouts are underway this week with spring training ramping up this weekend. Principal owner Mark Ananasio spoke to the media in Arizona.
It's a lot of competition in our division. And anybody who thinks there's anything, they can go take a bat and hit against Paul Skeens, you know. And so we take nothing for granted, but, you know, we feel good this year.
Spring training kicks off on Saturday. You can listen to the action on 620 WTMJ Radio. In college hoops, the Badgers fall heavy to Ohio State 86-69, likely losing their just-earned ranked status. Marquette faces number 17 ranked St. John's tonight at the Pfizer. The UW-Milwaukee will face the Detroit Mercy on Friday evening. This Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, it's the most important thing you learn from your parents. Most important thing. Curly Q said, from my mom, your word is your bond. She would say honesty is the foundation of everything else to follow. Pretty good. Felix say, fantasize. That's disgusting. You fantasize. If you're male and you don't fantasize, you've never fantasized about a woman, something wrong with you. Woman, if you haven't fantasized about a man, something's wrong with you. Sorry. Anyway, Curly Q say, shout out to Andre Douglas. He does amazing things for children in Milwaukee. But then she told Felix, I agree. Sincere say, she was only sorry because she was caught. You don't know that. Stop doing that. Stop using your experience and your what you think on someone else. You have no idea what that woman was thinking. You have no idea what demons she fought, what evil. Because it was evil. Don't get it twisted. That's evil. Something wrong with her. But that's no reason not to be held accountable for what she did. Crystal say the judge was appointed at the end of December 2025 by Evers just in time to give a long sentence to the child predator. I wish all victimized children would get justice like that. See, that's where we differ, Crystal. You ready? You're not harsh enough. John Doe did such and such to this child. Officer, where's John Doe? I don't know. He just disappeared. I was taking him to the police department, and I had him in handcuffs in the back of the car, and I looked up, and a window was open, and he was gone. You sure? Yes, I'm sure. And I will take whatever, 30 days without pay for a prisoner escaping. I'll take 30 days without pay. And he was never found again. What? I didn't do nothing wrong. He escaped. I don't know. I would never do anything to a person. See, that's justice. This, she got 3 hots in a cot for 51 and a half years. I'm kind of salty that my tax dollars are going to be paying for her to be in jail here or up in Tachita or sent somewhere out of state because they know somebody will come after her. So that kind of burns me. When she could have just disappeared. Like, I don't know what happened. Oh, I see. What had happened was she was walking down this long hallway, and it was like the same stuff that happened to Jeffrey Epstein. The camera went out. We don't know what happened. And then the guards, they went to lunch or to the bathroom. I don't know. And then they came back, and she was gone. We don't know what happened to her. I think, because, I'm in this, I think the concrete cell floor opened up and it swallowed her. And a Gila monster from the 6th realm came up and ate her. It's got to be what happened. Because I'm thinking that's the only thing that can happen to a person who sexually assaults a child under 13. A child, period. Let's try anybody, any age. So, hey, Curly Q, I think Curly Q said it, under the jail, that's a waste of concrete. Now, if we're going to drop the jail on her, that might be a little more suitable. But you can't tell me. Anyway, see, y'all done took me down. So, not really. City Girl said, Ken, aren't we talking about fantasizing about other adults? We're talking about kids. I know. But you can't control a person's thoughts. So let's not try. Let's not judge a person for what they think because you don't know. You think you might know, but you really don't know. So let them have their thoughts. But when you act on it, all bets are off. All bets are off. Not really. City Girl said, it wasn't what my mother said, it was how she moved. She wasn't one who spoke much, but I saw her many accomplishments that taught me how to focus and accomplish my own goals. That's what's up. That is what's up. 833-212-1017. Marvin said, hello, Dr. Ken. Raised by my grandparents in rural Arkansas, among other things, I learned to be responsible, treat people how I want to be treated, and pay your bills. Well, what if you can't pay your bills? I guess you're moving back to rural Arkansas with your grandparents. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, Marvin. That's pretty cool. Crystal said, Dr. Ken, I hear you, but since that kind of justice can't be had, who told you that? Who told you that? Watch this. You think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself? Zach, you think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
No.
No. I was a cop 30 years, and I don't think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. Dude, let me help you with something. There is no such thing as a coincidence. If you get caught, own up. That's it. Don't lie. Well, see, what happened was, no, just say yes or no, and that's it. Let the other person deal with it. Tell the truth, be done. Anyway. She said it wasn't what my mother, where was it? Oh, Crystal said, I hear you, but since that kind of justice can't be had, this is much better than a lenient sentence that so many child predators get. Yep, and you got to blame the judges. Now, people going to get mad. People going to get mad. Local government versus state government. If it's multiple municipalities, like a county, you need somebody conservative. In the state, you could take conservative or liberal. Doesn't matter. City, liberal. Why do I say that? Look at the nonsense we have with judges. Look at the nonsense of, well, we have to mitigate, we have to restore. No, I'm not looking for restorative justice. You can throw restorative justice out the window. They need to go to jail. We had restorative justice during COVID. That's why everybody got out who wasn't supposed to get out. That's why we got a backlog of felonies in Milwaukee County. Nonsense. We need to actually work at making sure people are judged fairly by a jury of their peers, that the evidence is fair and it's presented. And if they're not guilty, they're not guilty. And if they're guilty, they're guilty. But if they're guilty, we can't mitigate it by their poor background and they grew up poor. Have you ever heard anybody talk to a white person and talk about how poor they were and how terrible they were? And the drugs and the alcohol, they lock them up. It's the rich white ones that get out. But when it comes to black kids, well, they grew up in a bad place. They grew up in poverty. There was crime and drugs. And the majority of that is in their mind because they didn't grow up like that. But, they see black. That's what they think. So you send them back to their community. We've had multiple homicides, like done by one person, multiple homicides, because the judicial system decided to let a person out and send them back to the community where they had already terrorized people and end up killing people. Makes no sense. And we let them. These are the people that you're letting become your judges. So I'm not really shocked that this person was put in by Evers. That doesn't mean Evers did a great thing. That means the judge came in and the judge was a judge. And they got found guilty and they did their job. That's the kind of judge I want. I don't care whether or not a judge is liberal or conservative. I don't care what you think about abortion. I don't care what you think about crime. All I want you to do is follow the rule of law, follow the state statute. If it says you do this, you get this much time. That's what you get. Done. Full stop. All that other nonsense, I don't really care about. I will personally build a jail to put her in. You say, sounds like your intro. Let them stay at your house. Let them live with you. Absolutely. We talk all that trash. If somebody thinks this woman should get out and they should mitigate her sentence, they should put her next door to your children who has your grandchildren staying at the house. Let her move in next door to them. Then we'll see how you feel. Because I'm going to tell you, we got some counties around Wisconsin, outside of Milwaukee. There is absolutely, positively no way I would ever live there. I get it. People commit crimes, burglary, robbery. You're a felon for doing this, drunk driving, all that. I saw one county that had more sex offenders in it that I said, there's absolutely no way I would ever live in that county. And I'm going to double check my numbers. And if I remember, I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. I looked up and saw this county and I said, them ain't black people. And I'm going to tell you, I still have high hopes for Milwaukee. I still want Milwaukee to be great. I sent an email out today to some brothers of mine that I want to sit down and have a conversation with. And once it gets built, if it gets built, they might beat me down and tell me, nope, can't do that. Once it gets built, I'll make it public. Because there's just a couple things in Milwaukee that just drive me crazy. Like, I don't understand why this isn't happening. And the other day I got accused by a friend of mine who, talked about and what was the catalyst for the whole men being alone and all that stuff and checking out and stepping away. And I was trying to explain that you work so much and you lose so much that you feel like you've lost more than you've won. And if your mindset isn't set to what Jesse Jackson said, each one reach one, not 20, just one, that if you think that if every black person, forever how many kids they had, made sure just that number of kids graduated from high school, we would be the greatest race in the world. That if every black male in Milwaukee, and I say that because I'm a man, or every black woman literally just found one other person and replicated themselves and made sure they graduated from high school, we'd be great. But instead, we protest ICE when it doesn't affect us. We talk about the measles when we don't have it. And we want everybody else to give us money instead of going out to earn it.
On Friday night, the Milwaukee Panthers head to Michigan to take on Horizon League Conference foe, the Detroit Mercy Titans.
And Dorcia slip it right at the top. Elam contested three, and it doesn't matter. He buried it anyway. 20 to shoot. Elam will. No on the three to the top. Ricochet. Dorcius. He'll take the three, and he'll bury it.
Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
One of the best things about the holidays is going home and spending time with family and friends. One of the worst things, getting there. Holiday travel can be tough, especially driving. If you or a loved one needs help after an accident this holiday season, we're here for you. Our top-notch team of experienced professionals is available 24/7. Be safe this holiday season. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
The test shows you've experienced an acute myocardial infarction.
As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
Now, if you ask me, I was going to save it till tomorrow, but if we really want to fix crime, FoxNews.com had a story. North Korean authorities execute teenagers for watching South Korean television series Squid Games and listening to K-pop. Y'all want to stop crime in Milwaukee? That's what you got to do. Yes, I'm being silly when I say that, but think about it. That's what we're working towards, y'all. Y'all better be careful. Wow. It's amazing. What are we coming to? You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show's going to come up next. I want to say thank you. I'm sorry, Erica Odom. It's that Tuesday already?
We had to move it to Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday. She's back. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all better hang around. Erica Odom is coming up. Check it out. It's going to be great. God bless. Take care. It's been a great day. Zach, don't work too hard, man. You was working hard today. He was working hard. He kept his head down. So, yeah. Execute him. Killed teenagers for watching TV. That's what I'm talking about. Let me be quiet and go away. Hey, Crystal, good night. Good night, everybody. Quanda, Lanita, Mal, if I didn't get to you, charge it to my head and I'm a Babar. I didn't see you up in there. Sir Chance. Have a great one. God bless. Take care. I am out. See you tomorrow.
Be quiet.